Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to the Scrappy 8 Challenge. And this month, I was able to choose the prompt, and so I chose rust and rivets. So my take on it was I made this little door. It's a it's a rusted door. It's got that industrial kind of look to it, and I gave it some of those like a vintage style old window look, you know. And we've got our little rivets here, and then all the different rust and stuff like that on there. And then I just basically took like a little necklace, and you probably can't tell, but I added a little bit of what do you call it, alcohol ink on there, just to kind of make it look like weathered, like it's been out in the storm and in the elements, and it's just downright rusty, you know. So and then I just used for that condemned, that was one of the what can I think? I made this, and I'll have a link in the video in the description to show how I made this. So let me go ahead and show you how I did it. Okay, so here I just took some chipboard, and I'm cutting it out 3.5 inches, and then I'm taking some 1.5 or 1 1/4 inch strips, and cutting them at two different sizes, one like rectangular, and then or 2 rectangular, 2 square, and I'm just kind of offsetting them a little bit to fit the door, and because that's what this is going to be, is the door. So I just glued the shapes into the spot that I wanted them. And I'm just taking some art glitter glue, and I'm going to be gluing on these little gems. And no, they're not going to remain bright red like that. So, so I'm taking some of this black paint that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm basically just going to give it a base coat of black. And I only did it one time. I just did 1 coat. I didn't do 2. And then I kind of let it dry in between. And well, I'm taking that extra little piece of gem off of there because it was a little too much right there. It was hanging off the edge. So I'm just trying to make sure that I cover up the basics. So now I'm taking some yellow, red, and blue or turquoise paints, and I'm going to be using some cinnamon. And I'm going to try to create different layers of rust to make it look like it's been weathered in the storm, like it's been outside, it's been raining, and it's just over the years it's just corroded, and you know, that kind of look. That's the look that I'm going for. So I'm just spraying on some paints and letting them drain, just to kind of give it that washed look, you know. So I'm doing the yellow like that, and I'm drying it in between colors. And so now I'm going to, and in between each color I'm adding black, just over top of the rivets, because I want those gems to become rivets. That's the whole goal. But I'm still letting like the yellow and the other colors show through. So, and then like I said, I'm drying it in between. And whenever I have like wet mixed media, I like to dry the backs of it too, because to me it just kind of, because the water soaks all the way through to the back. So I like to dry the front and the back, you know, especially when I've saturated it like I just did. So here we are, just drying it. And then once again, like I said, I'm adding some black to the rivets, because those are what I want to show almost, not the most, but I want those to be pronounced, you know. So then I'm coming in with some blue. I'm going to repeat that pattern. I'm going to add a little bit of water, kind of shake it and let it drain, and just let it sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to dry it. And then I'm going to add some of that matte fluid medium, and that's going to seal in those colors, so that when I start to add more stuff to it, it won't affect those colors up underneath. They'll still show. So now I'm taking some of the colors and some water and some cinnamon. And the cinnamon is what's going to give it that raised up, rusted look, the crusty part of it. So We're just going to add that. And you can also use, is it cornstarch? Maybe it's baking powder. You might be able to do both, or yeah, you might be able to use either or for it, just to give it that extra texture, you know. So here I am, I'm just giving it a wash, literally with water. And then getting some more of that cinnamon and some black paint. And then I put some cinnamon by itself on there. And now I'm going to dry some of it. Now this is what I like right here, is how that, when you take the heat gun to it, your glue and anything, or your mediums, they also bubble up along with that cinnamon. And that really gives it that rusted, you know, stuff on there. And then here I'm adding some matte medium. And that's going to start boiling over too, and you'll see it in a little bit when I go to dry it. You see how it kind of gives it that extra texture. It looks like it's that corroded metal and all that. That's the look that I was going for. And then, like I said, I like to dry the front and the backs of the whatever the project is that I'm working on. So now we're just going to color the back some of the same colors, but I'm not going to be as detailed as I was on the front side, but I will add some of the same colors in there. So and then I just took it was a piece that I had from Seek, Gather, Create, and I'm just drawing some circles, because these are going to be the window. And I'm just drawing two different size shapes, or two different shaped circles, one smaller and one bigger, so I can know where to cut it at. And then I'm going to cut both of them out and then paint them, and then, you know, go over that whole process the same way I did the door. I'm going to do these window units. And we're adding our little rust on here, our cinnamon, and different strokes of paint and stuff, you know. And we're going to take that fluid acrylic and then go over it again. And now I'm taking some, what do you call that, acetate, or transparency film that had some alcohol ink on it. I'd used that on the previous project in Seek, Gather, Create for week 4. I think, was it week 4? It was one of those weeks. Anyway, I had some of that left over, so I decided to add it to these windows, and I stitched them. I glued them and then stitched them too, partially stitched, because it wouldn't fit through my sewing machine all the way. So I had to do the best I could to get this glued on here. And so here I'm adding an eyelet. I wanted to add 2 eyelets, but I guess my door isn't exactly even, so it would fit on one side, but it wouldn't fit on the other side. So I just did that one little hole and punched in the eyelet on that one side. Okay, and so now right here I'm trying to determine which word that I want to use from my washi tape. And I decided to go with condemned. So I'm just adding glue where I want it at. And using my little clips to kind of hold it in place. And I just cut the excess paper off. And then here I am, I'm just taking some alcohol ink to the chain. And it's going to make it look like it's a padlock. I wish I had a padlock, but I don't. But anyway, I had to improvise and use what I had. So this is like a really simple project. It's kind of simple, but not necessarily simple, but I'm using simple stuff. Basically all acrylic inks, cardboard, some little sticker gems, and you can come up with your own thing. You don't have to have dyes. You could use a dye, because I do have that Tim Holtz dye, but I wanted to make my own. And I'm probably going to use this in my Insane Asylum journal. So But yeah, here it is. Here's a close-up of it, and you can see the stitching on the circular windows. And I had gotten some glue stuck on there on the window, but I kind of like, and I tried wiping it off, but I still like the residue that it left. So, and it just gave it extra character to me. It looks like an old science lab where all kinds of chemicals and stuff, just everything went wrong. But that's what makes it fun. So like I said, I'm probably going to add this to my Creatively Insane Asylum journal. I like that window, how it turned out though. How it looks like it's double paned. I might try to figure out how to add a light behind there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But I had fun with this. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, blog, and social media sites. And check out the Scrappy 8 Facebook group. And if you want to participate, you can. And like I said, thanks for watching and happy crafting.